Do you find that you shut down during conflict, or that you just always would rather have peace? Then let me help you with that. My name is Ronnie Littlewood. I'm a couples therapist and owner of the Couples Clinic and 1 Million Marriages Saved. And I'm not much different than you. I'm what's called a withdrawer. Withdrawers are often what's known as cognitive processors. In other words, they like to think things through before they talk about them. And almost always, a cognitive processor falls in love with the verbal processor. And when that happens, it can feel very overwhelming. When we're having that hard conversation, what typically happens is we get tripped into fight or flight. Our heart pounds, our head races, our muscles tense, and we hold our breath, but we have an inability to speak our feelings. And so it can feel like you can't say anything, right? And so you end up not saying anything. So there are 3 things that I want you to do that's going to start to change the way you deal with hearing the complaint that often puts us into fight or flight. Number 1, I want you to have a willingness to hear the complaint. I know it's painful. You're not going to like it. You probably don't freaking agree with it. But we cannot start to resolve an argument until I'm willing to hear what they have to say. Number 2, this is the most important. I want you to breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. And while your partner is telling you what they're upset about, your job simply is this, to breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Remember, your heart is going to be screaming. You're going to fight the complaint, but that's not the point. The point is not to fight the complaint. The point is to actually learn how to regulate when hearing the complaint. And number 3, I want you to ground. What does that mean? I mean, push your feet down onto the ground. Wiggle your toes. Connect to the earth. When we do this, actually, it brings us back into our body. We're less likely to get overwhelmed. And then because when we get overwhelmed, we do one of 2 things. We either completely shut down or we explode, kind of be a dick, and then shut down. And I don't want you to do either. So we're going to hear the complaint, we're going to breathe, and we're going to ground. You could do this. And if you need a free couples therapist in your back pocket, then follow me for more tips.